Welcome friends, back again. This will be my second video. However, if you can see, the goal that I have is a huge goal, right? The goal is to cure every type 2 diabetic person in the world by just having meat, vegetables, and by ensuring you walk every day, right? Um, Something about me, right? I am a diabetic too, just like you, and I am on my journey, on a successful journey where I am curing my type 2 diabetes just by eating meat, vegetables, balance between meat and vegetables. That's your diet, and ensure you walk every day, right? Walking is the best exercise. It shouldn't be even considered as an exercise. It's a very natural. Just go for a walk. That's all. It's not an exercise. However, it's the best way to take away all the high sugar that you have in your blood. Every diabetic has that high sugar, right, in their blood, free flowing sugar. The best way is to go for a walk. It consumes the blood sugar from your blood, and that's it. You're in the perfect shape after that. So do that, and you will see the results, right? So instead of just talking about this, what I was thinking was I'm going to post videos of my own results every single week for you to see, right? I am a diabetic too, and I'm going to eat meat and vegetables, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to walk every day and post the results. I did post one results for November 10th week last week, and let's go and revisit that results quickly. Let's do a quick recap, right? um, Here it is. So the week of November 10th, my sugar was so high, 14.3 millimoles per liter, right? I am from Toronto, Canada, so I'm a Canadian, and this is how we measure our blood glucose, right? So I use a one touch Vario Flex. This is a glucometer that I use. I do have to prick my fingers right, to get a drop of blood, and then measure the blood sugar that way. It takes a few seconds. That's how I measure my blood sugar. I measure every day at 6 a.m. and at 9 p.m. This is what I have recorded every week, and I'm going to show you this every week, right? So if you see at 6 a.m., 9 p.m., and then what kind of a diet I followed that day, and how much did I walk? How much did I walk? Right? So on November 10th, I was 14.3 at 6 a.m. millimoles per liter. And on November 14th, I came all the way down to 4.4 millimoles per liter at 9 p.m. I was on the 14th, at the end of fifth day, by following this diet and by walking, basically I was in a non-diabetic range, right? So when we talk about a non-diabetic range, what is that range in millimoles per liter and also in milligrams per deciliter? Now in Canada we measure as millimoles per liter, so 4.0 to 5.5 is considered as a non-diabetic range. If you are in a country like, say, let's say India, you measure in milligram per deciliter, so anywhere between 70 milligram per deciliter to 100 milligram per deciliter is considered as a non-diabetic range. And I actually showed you last week that in a span of 5 days you can come from such a high sugar level. Mine was 14.3 or 257 milligrams per deciliter. It's very high. It's 3 times, friends, right? But in 5 days I got it down to 4.4 or 79.2 milligram per deciliter. You see on November 14th. What did I do? The very first day I fasted, whole day of fast. Why is that? Well, you have high blood sugar, you don't consume any food, you fast, so now you never add any sugar in your body, right? On day one, don't add any sugar in the body. Best way is to fast. What about the sugar which is already in your body, which is at the higher scale, around 14.3? Go for a walk. So I walked 3 kilometers in the morning, 3 kilometers in the afternoon, 3 kilometers in the evening. Fine, I walked 3 kilometers. You are not able to walk for 1 kilometer, walk for 2 kilometers. Doesn't really matter. Go for a 20-minute walk, a 30-minute walk. Don't count your kilometers, right? But count minutes, maybe 15 minutes walk, 20 minutes walk, but walk 3 times. A leisure walk, that's all you need, friends, right? So November 10th, 14.3, November 14th, 4.4. This was the result for last week. One of my close friends, he saw this and he said, wow, Rahul, you got your blood sugar from 14.3 all the way down to 4.4 in 5 days. That's really awesome. I am looking it from a different angle, friends, right? It took me 5 whole days to get my sugar from 14.3 to a non-diabetic range of 4.4. It took me 5 whole days of fasting and eating just one meal a day. So there is some difference between a diabetic and a non-diabetic. If a non-diabetic person eats this much amount of, or just add more carbs, regular meals with bread, pasta, doesn't matter, his or her blood sugar also goes up, but then it comes down in a span of only 2 hours in a non-diabetic range. So a non-diabetic gets down to this non-diabetic range sugar in just 2 hours, and for a person like me, person like you who are diabetic, it takes 4 to 5 days of strict following this discipline and a walk to get it down. So even though my close friend said, wow, I'm looking at it from a different angle, and I'm saying, oh my god, it is taking me 5 days. So there is some difference. Today I'm going to show you that difference, right? What is the difference between a diabetic and a non-diabetic? Why does that happen? This is extremely important for you to know this, right? And I am going to show you this. Okay, let's go to my November 24th week. I will take you there. Same thing. I measure my sugar at 6 a.m. I measure my sugar at 9 p.m. I have a diet column where I show what did I eat. I have a walking column where I show how much I walked, right? Once again, I am putting this right in front of you, where my goal is to get into the non-diabetic range, right? 4.2 to 5.5 in millimoles per liter, and in milligram per deciliter, it is between 70 and 100. That's my goal. I have to achieve that, right? So I started at 6 a.m. in the morning, 13.5. So I ate a lot of junk food and everything. So once again, I got my sugar up at 13.5. It is not healthy for me, but I am just wanted to show this to you and to everyone else, that what happens, right? When we follow the diet that I am proposing, and if I falter a little bit one day here and there, what happens? So this is the week, right? So if you see, I did start this week also on 24th at 13.5, but with a full day fast. It makes sense, right? My blood sugar is very high. Don't add any sugar in the body. Best way is to fast and then go for a walk to burn off that sugar, right? I did that. Look at the result, 13.5 to 7.2. Straight away a drop, isn't it? That is a perfect way to start. Okay. On November 25th, what happened? So at 9 p.m., once again, I will reiterate this. 9 p.m., my sugar was 7.2 millimoles per liter. I did not eat after 9:30. But yet, next day, early morning, when I check, it is 8.4 millimoles per liter. 7.2 to 8.4. What happens? This is called as a dawn effect. So body prepares for the morning hours to wake you up. So it pumps a little bit of sugar, right? It has sugar stored. Everyone stores sugar in their liver, right? So the sugar is stored. Body releases a little bit of sugar in your body, right? Early morning, so as to you can wake up in a proper form. So this is called as a dawn effect. It is there in diabetic as well as in non-diabetic. Everyone has that, right? We don't really have to worry about it. But this is the reason why you see a little bit jump up even though you have not eaten anything in the night, right? So 7.2 to 8.4. This is the day I actually maybe went to office. I had fish. I had a salmon. I remember that. And this salmon was Salmon as a fish, it does not have any sugar, but it was a glazed salmon. I think honey glazed salmon. So it, of course, it had some sugar in it, right? And I also had some salad along with it. That salad dressing also had some sugar in it. I could taste the sweetness. So the fish was sweet, salad was sweet. So even though I had fish, which does not itself has any sugar, but I still consume a little bit of sugar, right? At 2 p.m. And my sugar at 9 p.m. was 7.3. So it did come down, but not as much. That's fine. And I did not walk as much as well. I walked for 2 kilometers. Okay. And post my measuring of my blood sugar at 9 p.m., even though I was at 7.3, which is high still, I still ate vegetables. Of course, I did not eat any bread or any kind of an pasta high carb meal. I only ate vegetables, but still it was a dinner, right? My suggestion, what works for me and what will work for you, is you have to have food by 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and don't go for any kind of a dinner because it takes time. Because you and me, diabetic, it takes time for the body to consume this added sugar, right? So no dinner. Try to finish all your food by 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Okay, but still I ate vegetables just to show you, just to see me what is the impact, and I wanted to share the results with you. So I had vegetables at 9:30 p.m. What happens next day? Not a great result, right? November 26th, from 7.3 to 11.5. What happened? If it was only a dawn effect, then it would go from 7.3 to maybe 8 or 8.4. But it went to 11.5. This was because I consumed vegetables, right? At 9:30 p.m. That's fine. When it was 11.5 on November 26th in the morning, I went for one meal a day, right? I ate vegetables this time at 2 p.m. That's it, nothing. But I did not go for a walk. Okay, I did not walk. November 27, I did the same thing. I had one meal a day. I had vegetables at 2 p.m. I did not go for a walk. But you see, it did come down. My sugar level did come down from 11.5 to 9.5, 10 to 8.4. It is coming down at a lower scale. That is fine, right? Once again, no walk. Then I decided, okay, November 20th, it is 9.2. I wanted to see some green. I am measuring this, right? I measure this every week, and I said, oh my God, Monday to Thursday, I am in my diabetic range. I am still not into my non-diabetic range, and I wanted to be in that. So what did I do? I ate a regular fish, just a grilled fish. That's it, meaning zero sugar. I had my lunch at 2 p.m. That's all, one meal a day. And I went for a walk morning, afternoon, evening. That's what you see on November 28th, friends, right? What's the result? That's the green, 5.2, or it is 93 milligram per deciliter or 5.3 millimoles per liter. So I am in a non-diabetic range, right? This is an amazing result, right? So even if I falter here and there, it still takes me 4 to 5 days. Once again, the same friend of mine, if he sees this video as well, he's going to say, wow, right? You still got your sugar down to the non-diabetic range in like 5 days. Amazing. I still have the same reaction to it, right? It takes me 5 whole days. I'm saying, oh my God, it takes me 5 whole days. Whereas a non-diabetic person gets down to the non-diabetic range of between 4 and 5.5 millimoles per liter, or 70 milligram per deciliter to 100 milligram per deciliter in a span of just 2 hours. So there is some difference. What is that difference between a diabetic and a non-diabetic person? Hear this out, very important. I am going to show you this next, and I will ensure I talk about this into many videos for next week as well, right? Probably every other video I will mention this. It is very important for all the diabetics in the world to understand this. Even non-diabetic people, if they see, they need to understand this. Actually, this should be taught in school, okay? But no one talks about it, and I haven't seen this explained in the way which I am going to explain to you anywhere else. At least I haven't seen. If you have seen this anywhere else, let me know in the comment section. Right? Okay, so here you go. So blood sugar level, right? So when I say I measure my sugar using this, right, the one touch vario flex, right, this is what I was showing you in the earlier slides, right, where it is 14.3, 8.4 millimoles per liter, so on and so forth. So that machine that I have, the one touch, it measures the free floating sugar in my blood, in your blood, if you are using that. Every person has 5 liters of blood in their body. Okay, you, me, and everyone, diabetic, non-diabetic, everyone has 5 liters of blood. And when you measure this using those strips, you measure the amount of sugar molecules freely floating in your blood. Okay, this is measured in millimoles per liter or milligrams per deciliter. So that is the blood sugar level. I have just put this sugar in bold and white just to relate it to table sugar. Everyone understands this sugar, right? HbA1c level. This is what the doctor orders when he says, okay, do your blood test. So there are a lot of things in the blood that we can check. One of the check mark is HbA1c. So when you go to a blood test and the HbA1c box is checked by a doctor, that is when they actually check your HbA1c level. This is the level when the doctor measures, they will let you know whether you are diabetic, a pre-diabetic, or you're all fine, you're non-diabetic. Now, the HB within the HbA1c stands for hemoglobin, right? It is a protein molecule in your red blood cells, right? I'm not getting very technical, very bare minimal technical, right? Everyone knows we have a red blood cell, right? Within the red blood cells, we have hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein molecule. You, me, diabetic, non-diabetic person, everyone has that. Okay. Now, when the HbA1c is tested in your lab, it tests the percentage of sugar molecules which are stuck on this hemoglobin molecule. So let's say this is a hemoglobin molecule within your red blood cells, right? There are sugar molecules on top of it. Because of high sugar, it is sitting on top of this hemoglobin and it is clogging it, right? That is what is measured as part of your HbA1c level or a percentage when you test your blood in the lab. Okay. Now, very important point to note, which I have put it over here, is every red blood cell has a lifespan of 3 months. Have you ever heard about that? It should be taught in school, right? Every cell, every red blood cell has a lifespan of 3 months. So what it means is, even though every red blood cell in a non-diabetic person is clogged up because of sugar, excess sugar, you have been having excess sugar in your blood for over a year, 2 years, then the doctor measured your HbA1c and said, hey, you are a diabetic, right? So all the cells in your body are actually clogged up. And the HbA1c measures the average of 3 months. Why it is average of 3 months? Because the lifespan itself is 3 months, right? Look at the graphic that I have presented over here. If you see, there are 3 boxes, right? So let's say we have October, November, and December. So if you see December, I have put in certain smileys. So let's consider this as your red blood cell, right? It is born in the month of December. So the cells in this block in December are 1 month old. Cells which were born in November are 2 month old. Cells born in October are 3 month old. Everyone has that. You, me, diabetic, non-diabetic person, everyone has that, right? Cells this month are new. A month before there are 2 month old. Month before there are 2 months old. right? So what happens over here? If you go to this next block, now the cells October, these are already 2 months old. When you hit January, those cells born in October are 3 months old, beyond 3 months old. Those are the cells which die off, right? And new cells are produced. So in the month of January, these are new cells. So these are 1 month old. In this block time, if you see in month of January, the cells born in December are now 2 months old. Cells born in November are 3 months old, right? Go in the month of February. Let's go to the third block. Cells born in February are now 1 month old. Cells born in January here are now 2 months old. Here it was 1 month old. But in January, in this particular block, was a 2 month old. December, these are 3 month old, right? So what's happening over here? I just wanted to let you know what is the color coding, right? Cells which are here in the month of December, let's say, 1 month old, these are all happy cells. These are new cells bouncing around. Okay, visualize that, bouncing along, ready to work for you. Those are all fresh cells. These are the cells which can consume a lot of sugar and provide the energy to all parts of your body, right? So this entire block is 5 liters of your blood. 1/3 of that is extremely happy, is just 1 month old cell, right? Those are working at optimal conditions. 100% they are effective. This block, another 1/3 of this block, is a cell which is 2 months old. These are already started clogging up with sugar, right? The hemoglobin molecule is kind of clogged up by extra sugar that you have, that you and me have as a diabetic persons. Let's assume this is operating at 50% capacity. So these cells operate at 100% capacity. These cells operate at 50% capacity, and these cells operate at maybe just 1% capacity. That's all, right? Coming here in this particular second block, cells in January, these are very happy and bouncing. These just born new, working at 100% capacity. I am saying this December, once again, I have put that in like red color, bright red, because these are also happy. Why? Because in the month of December, I'm going to be on my journey of being in a non-diabetic range always through my diet and my walking, right? So these cells remain active at 100% capacity. But the cells in November, these are sad now, because now these have been clogged. Here they were operating at 50% capacity, right? Next month these will operate at maybe 10% capacity, right? These have also started getting clogged up. Come February, I will make sure in February also I follow my diet, and I always remain, every single day I remain in non-diabetic range. So the cells which are born in February, those are already fresh. They are bouncing here and there, ready to serve, right? They operate at 100% capacity. The cells born in January, over here, now they are 2 months old, but I have treated them well, right? I have only fed them good food, meat, vegetables, no added sugar, nothing. I went for a walk. I was always in a non-diabetic range. So I treated the cells well. In return, they are going to treat me back well. So these cells are also happy. Cells are happy. I am happy. My body is happy. There are no diseases, right? Same thing happened in December as well. So here I treated my cells nicely because I ate good food. Here too, I'm going to eat good food, meat, vegetables. I'll go for a walk. So I'm treating all my cells now. So by end of February, all my cells, right, are operating at 100% capacity. Think about that. So from today until February, in 3 months, I have the capacity, you have the capacity to treat your cells in a positive way by eating meat, vegetables, and going for a walk every single day. And now, by end of February, you will be in a shape as a non-diabetic person. right? All your cells are now operating at capacity, 100%. Hemoglobin is perfect. Every breath you take, the oxygen that you intake will be taken by all the cells which are operating at 100% capacity. They will take this oxygen and pass on to every parts of your body. By end of February, you are going to see that you are operating at 100% capacity where you are not getting tired, right? You have a lot of energy. It will happen to you. I have already done this exercise on myself, on my own bodies. That's the reason I'm saying this. And I could do it because I am a diabetic just like you. I used the data. I actually measured my sugar day in, day out. I have done a lot of research, a lot of reading, and I was able to use those data points on myself because I measured my sugar. Right? So I know it works. But now I just want to show you and the world through these videos that I'm going to post every single week, right? And I will show you how this works and how simple it is. So think about that. We will once again come back to this probably next week or every alternate week. We are going to review this again and again. I want to ingrain this in your mind, right? Everyone should know this. Every diabetic person should definitely know this. Every non-diabetic person should also know this, but that's fine. Let's focus on you and me, diabetic people, right? Let's focus this. Understand, right? Why does me and you diabetic people need 5 days to take the sugar from high, let's say 14.3, all the way down to non-diabetic range, whereas a non-diabetic person only takes 2 hours to do that? The reason is all the cells in their body are operating at 100% capacity. And through this graphic, now you know it will take 3 months, minimum 3 months, to ensure all the cells in your body operate at 100% capacity. Right now, today, I have only 1/3 of my cells operating at 100% capacity. The next 1/3 is operating at 50% capacity. You see it over here, right? The last 1/3 is operating at only 1% capacity. This is how the situation is for a diabetic. Doesn't matter whether it is me or you. All diabetics are operating at this capacity. Only 1/3 is at 100%. The next 1/3 is at 50%, even lower maybe. And the last 1/3 would be at 1% or 0% capacity. That is the reason you have high blood sugar. And the way to control the high blood sugar is by diet and diet alone, and by ensuring you walk every single day, right? Think about it. We will touch base on this again. Very, very, very important. Okay. See you next week. Thank you. Bye.